So Pokemon that you're 100% safe powering up right now. Like if you're like, which Pokemon's gonna make it through Gen 3 and still be better than everything else that tries to do what it does? I don't even. This Pokemon needs no introduction. Tyranitar, right? Absol's got some good attack. Absol has no bulk, you know? Sharpedo, good attack. Sharpedo, no bulk. Tyranitar, it's got bulk. It's got the highest attack. Wait, does it have the highest bulk of all dark types too? Oh my gosh, oh wait, almost? No, it does. So like highest stamina, right? Anybody beating it defensively? Umbreon. Only Umbreon touches it in the defense department, right? And dude, Umbreon doesn't even begin to touch its Umbreon has like half of Tyranitar's attack stats. So yeah, nobody's replacing Tyranitar's dark type DPS. And it's comparable to ghost type, DPS. So I can throw ghosts up here too, right? Gengar's got a higher attack stat, but no bulk, right? Right? Dude, Tyranitar, nobody's touching Tyranitar. Nobody's touching Tyranitar. Gen 4, Darkrai, maybe, but I think somebody sent me a list a couple months ago. I think Klamis actually sent me a list where it was like this detailed analysis of Pokemon throughout all generations, and it was like Tyranitar was like the one Pokemon where it's like nobody fronts Tyranitar. Tyranitar is just gonna be a boss forever. So I'd say hit up those raids while they're hot. You know what I mean? Suicune, Entei, even Raikou are all old news compared to the MVP Tyranitar right here. Now, ghost type wise, nobody touches Gengar. Even poison types don't touch Gengar. I think like Shadow Claw, Sludge Bomb Gengar is like technically the best poison DPS. Maybe Victory Bell outpaces it a little bit because it's Victory Bell, but so Gengar definitely a safe power up right there to have like one or two Gengars rolling. We got Tyranitar. By the way, this concept I'm like bulleting out right now. Game Press actually is having me do an article on it soon. How soon? Probably next week. Yeah, I'm gonna put out an article on which Pokemon are safe to power up. Allegedly, the attacker tier list might come out then. What? What attacker tier list? What? It might. It might. Right. Right. But yeah, so I'll be going over this in an article, ideally next week, right? But so yeah, Gengar and Tyranitar. By far, Tyranitar, very safe options to power up. Electric types, if you got a Zapdos, if you got a Raikou, power them up and you're safe. Jolteon barely touches them, right? Nobody else touches them. Manectric is like the main thing we got coming in. Not touching it. Plusle, Minun. Oh yeah, dude, watch out. Plusle and Minun are gonna replace Zapdos and Raikou, right? No, man. If you got a Raikou and you haven't powered it up yet, I suggest you do it. Because that means you're from America and you're gonna get Suicune eventually, and Raikou is gonna boss mode Suicune like no tomorrow. And Zapdos, higher attack stat, than Raikou. So in the future, if Wild Charge gets nerfed, or if Thunderbolt or Thunder gets buffed, Zapdos might find itself in a favorable situation. So I think both electric types definitely 100% safe to power up right now. You don't have to worry about Gen 3 replacing them. What are other good ones? I wrote them down. Oh yeah, Fire type DPS. Now as far as Fire type straight DPS goes, Blaziken could potentially do like a glass cannon sort of thing to beat out Moltres and Entei if it gets like if like Blaze Kick ends up being like a dynamic punch sort of attack, like really better than single bar charge moves. Blaziken might be like a higher DPS option, but as far as being like a solid, raid boss, like gym annihilator type Pokemon, Moltres and Entei definitely stand above. And another thing going for Entei is not only is it pure fire, unadulterated by, I think I'm using that word wrong. Unaltered. I'll use that one. Similar, right? Unaltered by a flying type, subtyping. I think Entei is definitely going to be very useful in the future. So I feel Entei, Moltres, definitely safe powering up right now. Blaziken might sneak up on them. Unknown S. Unknown S. Oh, are you trying to give me options that are more suave than Sceptile? Dude, Unknown S is a letter. Alright? Dude, Sceptile wears Unknown S around its neck. Right? Sceptile, Master of Swag, Master of Suave. Freaking Unknown S is an ornament. That's all I'm saying on that, right? Kabuto, don't even try. Sponge, don't even try, right? So I think Moltres and Entei, safe to power up. And if you haven't powered them up already, like I was saying with Blaziken, who takes neutral damage from Fairy and, oh yeah, actually resist Steel type attacks. You know, Moltres and Entei straight up resist Dazzling Gleam. So if you want to power through a gym with normal types and you know that they've got Dazzling Gleam, these are very high DPS neutral options, right? They only are this long when I have more content than I expected to have. Yeah. I try not to ramble on this long, but my first stream ever, I had too little content, and then every subsequent stream, I've had too much content. So I gotta find some equilibrium. I was nervous that I was gonna hammer through this too quickly, and apparently I'm running the clock again. I'm already overtime, so if you still want to hang around, you're gonna get a couple extra tips here, right? Oh yeah, I didn't think you were complaining. It's like, oh man, how dare you give me more content than you said you would, Ryan's like, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, but don't expect them to be this long, because I try not to make them this long. Like when I'm designing like my script, if you will, I try to hit certain points at certain times, and then it goes off the rails a little bit. I'm not the best with time management myself, you know, so a little extra content here. But yeah, these fire types definitely safe to power up. Rock types, I don't know, Golem might be seeing its day soon, because Armaldo comes in. If that's got double rock, might replace Golem, you know. If any of these get like a decent form of double rock, they'll replace Golem. So like Golem right now is just swagging on that niche that it has rock throw, and nobody else can touch that on him. So I don't know, Golem. I don't know. I'd still, if you didn't power up a bunch of these for Zapdos and Moltres, you might want to power up like 2 or 3, if only for Entei and Raikou and the inevitable Ho-Oh, right? But Golem might be hitting the dumpster in Gen 3. We'll have to see what happens with the moveset shuffle. You know what I mean? Dude, what if they'll probably make Rock Throw Legacy on Golem, and then like nobody else is gonna get like a Rock Quick move again, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh man, I sure wish I had a Rock Throw Golem before they did the switch. I don't know. It's Niantic. You can't fully predict what's gonna happen there. You know? Psychic types. Can't believe I didn't mention this. Mewtwo. Like, yeah, dude. Okay, so Mewtwo isn't getting replaced as an attacker, at least as a psychic type, neutral DPS type Pokemon. You're 1000% safe in powering up your Mewtwo's. Now, if something weird happens and like Niantic does something really weird and now Mewtwo's awful, you know, then oh well, you know what I mean? Oh, Ryan Swag misled you. Like I can't predict the future super well, but I'm pretty positive Mewtwo is going to be a very good attacker from like here on till the end of time. Did I write down any other Pokemon? Let's see, Machamps, Raikou, Rhydon. Yeah, boom, boom. Ice types. Don't power up ice types. That's all I'm going to say right now is don't power up ice types. In the current meta, they have no use. Oh, but what if there's a Dragonite in the gym, Ryan Swag? That's your A tier gym defender, you know what I mean? Best counter to Dragonite is another Dragonite. To be honest, if you're not aware, Dragonite beats Dragonite better than most other Pokemon. Articuno, Lapras, Jinx, Cloyster, Piloswine, I really can't recommend powering up any of these Pokemon. So if you're thinking about it and you're like, oh, but what about Regice and Walrein? I I don't don't power up ice type Pokemon in this meta right now. Save your candy, save your Stardust for the day they're ever needed in Pokemon Go, which I don't see happening from here until the end of time, especially once Salamence and what's her name? Gardevoir? Yeah, once Gardevoir comes out, like, ice types don't have a place in the current meta, and they're not really going to have much of a place in future metas, where other Pokemon are going to be doing what their job is way better, you know? Water types, I'd say Vaporeon's still good. Milotic is a fan favorite. My friend Sam loves Milotic to death, you know? Pokemon Go, it might be a niche gym defender if it gets an ability like Marvel Scale, makes it more tanky than usual, or if it gets like ice type moves as a water type Pokemon to like fend off dragons. That could be something that could give Milotic some swag, but as a water type DPS, I'm pretty sure until Kyogre comes out, it's gonna be Vaporeon through and through. So yeah, that's where I'm putting my chips. Vaporeon, right? And what types? Anybody you want me to talk about that I haven't talked about? I can talk about Shedinja. I didn't talk about Shedinja, did I? I'm losing my voice now. I've gone too far. Where are you? Let's start by stamina inverted, right? Shedinja, you know, early in the stream somebody mentioned abilities happening in Gen 3. Need ice for the Steel Dragon Legendary in Gen 4. Only use... You know, Aza, about that, Steel resists ice. So it does neutral damage, right? And Steel makes it weak to fighting attacks and ground type attacks, right? And you're going to get that Steel fighting type Lucario, right? Which is going to be like all sorts of amped up resistance and pounding down on that particular dragon. So yeah, dude, ice types, PM me, at me, do whatever social media thing you have to do to like vouch for ice types being useful ever from here until the end of time. I'm curious to see what might become of them, right? Other than like a high DPS option for a dragon type Pokemon when dragon type Pokemon already do it better. Yeah, I just PM me, at me. Do whatever social media thing you have to do to let me know why ice types are gonna be good ever again, right? Remember back in my day, I had like 3 Laprases fully powered up so I could take on that all Dragonite gym. We don't see days like that no more. Right? Sorry, Team Mystic. Winter has left. Forever. Now we got fairies. Yeah, right? Yeah, same here. There were some annoying situations in the console games. I was up against a Hail team, and they don't take damage from Hail, Ice-type Pokemon. And a Trick Room Glaceon with Choice Specs Blizzard like annihilated my team once, which is getting really wonky. Yeah, so yeah, Ice types never really had a place, you know. It was like other Pokemon using Ice type moves, and that was the whole point of Ice. Ice type Pokemon themselves, a little bit not instead of hot. But we're not gonna talk about Shedinja, right, dude? Oh man, so late in the game, totally overlooked this guy. Yeah, 2 stamina, no defense to really speak about, really low attack. Abilities though, you know, I don't know what Niantic's gonna do about Shedinja. You know, why is Gen 3 taking so long? Because Shedinja and Slaking are really pushing the limits of what they can currently cheese for ease, you know? Because you just can't get rid of Shedinja, because there's a whole evolutionary line, like, tied to it. You know, I don't know, Niantic. The cards are in your hand. What are you gonna do? But yeah. Whew. Time to end the stream soon, right? Right? So big takeaway, safe to power up. You really want to get yourself Tyranitar. I should make a video specifically about Tyranitar and how important Tyranitar is and how blessed we are to have these tier 4 Tyranitar raids that a lot of people are ignoring because they're like, I gotta get Suicune. You know, the worst water type attacker in the game, basically. I need that Pokemon. You know what? Dude, Tyranitar beats like everything. You know what I mean? What's Tyranitar? Yeah, you can talk about all of its weaknesses. You know what it makes up for? Being Tyranitar. You know, it might not be suave, you know, but it definitely has that monstrous, like, I'm gonna wreck your day Godzilla style going on. So, Tyranitar is never gonna be down and out. And it'll be a weird day if Niantic changes that on me. Maybe Niantic's watching this video right now and they're like, alright guys, 9% nerf to Tyranitar just because of this swag guy. You know, so yeah, Tyranitar's safe. Gengar, safe. You know? Electric types, Zapdos and Raikou, both safe. Fire types, Moltres and Entei, pretty safe. You know? Everything else... Oh yeah, Mewtwo. Like, I skip Mewtwo mentally because... Ice Speeding Ninja. So... In the, so, Shedinja has Wonder Guard, right? So only moves that are super effective to it can injure it, right? Bug isn't weak to ice. Ghost isn't weak to ice. So... what's happening to that, right? But yeah, so I keep mentally, like, skipping Mewtwo because Mewtwo... I don't need to tell you that Mewtwo is safe to power up. Mewtwo is ridiculous. Mewtwo is arguably better than Machamp at taking on like Blissey and Snorlax and Chansey because it's so ridiculously powerful. You know? As far as a neutral type DPS goes with Shadow Ball, it's arguably better than Dragonite. Yeah, I just, you know, so Mewtwo needs no introduction. I don't need to tell you that Mewtwo is safe to power up. If you're lucky enough to get a Mewtwo, I have a Mewtwo. I'm so lucky. You know, swagging now. I'm bragging. You know, but yeah, no. If you get a Mewtwo, you definitely want to power that thing up. I mean, the only contraindication I'd have there if it has like a very low attack IV, then maybe you might want to hold out for another Mewtwo. But if Mewtwo flies away and you only have that one Mewtwo and you never know when Mewtwo raids are ever going to happen again, if Niantic's like Mewtwo EX raids are over, now it's time for Ho-Oh EX raids. You know, then that Mewtwo is going to be better than like most other Pokemon ever will be in the game. So Mewtwo, safe, right? Everything else, not so safe. You want to power up a defender, then there's Blissey and there's Snorlax, you know. Steelix, if you read my after 8 hours defender tier list, you might not want to power up Steelix. Steelix has some pretty good niche use going on at lower CP ranges, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, right? Dude, Shedinja's annoying. It's one of those equalizer Pokemon. It'd be funny if they gave it Wonder Guard, and it was like, only super effective damage hurts it, and you have to figure out what that is. You know, it'd sort of be like the fairy type thing we got going on in this gen, where it's like, oh, my dark type attacks aren't working, and my dragon type attacks aren't working, and my fighting type attacks aren't working. What do I use? What do I do? What do I do? You know, Shedinja might have that same effect, but then again, it's weak to dark, and we got our boy Tyranitar, who's not going anywhere. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So I went 26 minutes over time than I expected, right? Oh yeah, and in the video, and I'll link this in the chat also, there's this really cool album that, what is it, user like UW Unknown Warrior or something like that. Let me link this album here in the chat. There you guys go, have fun with that one. It's a really good visual guide for Gen 3 and Gen 4, you know, a look forward. A really well put together guide. Like, I don't know why they put this together, and it's not hosted on a website or anything. So like, I'm pretty sure they did it like pro bono, just out of love of the game. So that's really cool, and it's like this really well put together guide, and they give some of their like sort of you know, their sort of suggestions about how they feel these Pokemon are gonna do. And at the very end here, they give some highlights. Come on, where's the end? Yeah, they give some highlights here. So we got Breloom, you know, talked about all these guys. I didn't talk about Sharpedo or Absol that much. I think they might have had a little, you know, vested interest for Absol, because Absol's like everybody's favorite Pokemon. You know what I mean? You can't hate Absol. But one thing that I think is like distinctly missing from this is my boy Sceptile. Dude, let's see if I can Google that. I hope, like, this part of the video isn't even gonna be on the YouTube video. I'm gonna crop this out to begin with. So if something weird comes up when I, you know, search Sceptile swag, that's your problem, I guess. Thanks for watching the stream, right? Dude, oh man, we got Cowboy Sceptile. Was not expecting that.